Hey folks, this is Ted Cantu, and this is the end of advertising as we know it. The end of advertising.com. Today I want to talk about finding a hot market for your dental practice. How do you find a hot market? This can be used for just about every industry, but today we're going to focus on the dental industry because every once in a while you get new technologies, you get new styles of, procedures, whether it be Invisalign Teen, or if you got Bright Smile. You want to find out who's buying this stuff and where is it most popular. You can go to a tool called GoogleTrends.com. That's Google Trends. Actually, I'm sorry, it's Google.com/trends. There you go. And you want to log on there and type in what you're looking for. Type in a service. Type in anything. What's going to happen? It's going to find the spots in America and across the world, really, where these terms are the most popular. That is extremely important. Now, it gets really interesting because it'll break it down by region, it'll break it down by state, and you're actually going to find a percentage of what popularity, how popular your services are in those regions and the states. And cities. It does cities. So that's really a great thing to consider. Check that out because it gets kind of fun. And what I like to do is, this is not really set in stone, but it's been around since about 2007, 2006. And what you really want to keep in mind is that these numbers are a strong indicator for hot search activity on the web for your different industries and keyword phrases. Now, like I said, it's a rough indicator, so it's not really set in stone, but it does kind of give you a really rough idea of what people are searching for. And it's how we use it is we actually take this information and we'll build websites around it, and we start planting websites in these regions so people will search for them. And it's just part of the process that we like to do and would like to use. And this is really interesting because this really does open up the door to a lot of opportunities, and often phone calls too. People see what we're doing and they're like, wow, this is great. Didn't know I had a guy locally in my town that did XYZ. You become the authority in whatever you want to sell, and you kind of reverse engineer the web. As you notice, these search terms actually go back about a month or 2 months back prior, and you can start to dig around and find out what people are searching for physically on the web. And these are real people. These are not bots. These are not, projections of, in theory. I mean, these are actual real results from what people have typed in to find you. So that's pretty interesting to keep in mind. Google.com/trends. Now, let's take it to another level. I like to use this tool and start to use other tools on Google too, other different types of search tools. There's a couple great sites. We used to use Google Keywords. The AdWords tool is a great tool for finding out how many people are behind search phrases. And we take these search phrases and we put them into our blogs, into our web titles, into our blog post titles, anything that's taggable. We want those keyword phrases to be part of the search process. So we stay in the game. We're not just taking random shots, and we're not taking random guesses at what's going to make us popular or what's going to make the next sale come through. This does get involving, my friend. It's very, very tiring work sometimes. But what's amazing to me about it is that we're creating a stream of competency and also accuracy. I mean, you can't get much more accurate than that. We're staying within the confines of what the web allows, and we're giving the people what they want when they type it in. And that's our phrase, by the way. Give the people what they want. Our media is coming up first and foremost, and that's really, really important. 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you couldn't do this. It didn't exist. You had to rely on advertising. You had to put all your money down on a print full-page ad or a quarter-page ad or classified ad and roll the dice. Maybe your phone would ring, maybe it wouldn't. It was really kind of a tricky thing. Radio spots are the same way. They're very expensive. Television spots are expensive. Billboards are expensive. But this has been kind of replaced by the new media that you're seeing here, the web-based media. It's so important to get this straight. You want the phone to ring, you got to give the people what they want. They're looking for you. You got to put it inside your web pages, your web titles, everything that's taggable, even your videos like this. That's how you found me on this video. If you're watching this video right now, you typed in something to find me, and I put tags in my stuff so you can find me. There's keywords in there. It's incredible. And if you play it right, you can actually dominate the search engines if time allows. If you have the imagination to do that, you can actually dominate your city. It's quite interesting. And you can not only do that with web video, but there's other things, social media tools that'll allow you to do the same thing. And it's incredible. So people are searching for you. And if you're not getting the kind of customers you want to put some attention into this. It's very, very important. Now, becoming number one is not the end of the game, although it is, it's a big hurdle. If you're still not getting sales, I want you to look into your sales copy. A lot of times I have clients that they insist on letting their wife or their sister or their brother write their sales copy, and they're not copywriters. And a lot of times that I get guys that are probably going to get divorced if they don't let their wife write sales copy, and they're not advertising people. They don't come from the background that I come from. I know how to get customer response. What happens? The public doesn't take note, and you get disappointed because the phone doesn't ring. I'm going to tell you something right now as you do all this, and this is a really important thing to remember. Never tell anybody the complete story of what you do. Leave some intrigue in there so that they, when pick up the phone, they want to talk to a live person. You tease them right to the end of the cliff. I want you to really tantalize people and really get their attention, capture their imagination, and then give them the phone number. I can't emphasize that enough. That is so important. You need to really pay attention to this stuff because I'm talking about human behavior here and customer response. And if your customers aren't responding, there's probably a whole plethora of things that you're doing wrong. And web technology can only take you so far. You need to learn from someone who's actually done this before. I spent my whole life in advertising. I was an art director. I was there for the whole ride. But you can learn more about that at tedcantu.com. I'm not going to waste your time with that here. But do check these tools out. They're very important, and it's very integral for you to pay close attention to where you're going. I can't emphasize this enough, especially if you're renting a building to run your practice out of. If you're a dentist, you're running your equipment, and you're renting your building space, you don't own anything, and yet you're relying on just luck to keep you flying, you're going to head into disappointment sooner or later. And I've seen a lot of companies fold. I'm not saying that to be boastful, but my advice has kept a lot of companies in the black and oftentimes multiply offices, or store locations. I'm famous for that too. So anyway, food for thought. Watch this video again if you have to. There's some great tools on here, and they're free. That's the cool thing about it. But you have to work this thing into a system so it makes sense for you. And that's what we do at my company. We're based out of Metro Detroit. This is all we do, day in, day out. And we show people like you how to make money. That's all we're doing here. So anyway, my number here is 248-631-9211. I am Ted Cantu with the endofadvertising.com. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you online.